Hey guys, welcome back. This is Faisal Khan, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to use the play music activity in your call flow. Play music activity is probably the most common activity or step node that you're going to probably use throughout your journey in contact center scripting. Now, you can choose an audio file to play wherever you place this particular play music, either to play a music file or an announcement, depending on what the purpose of the music is. Now, we will learn how to use the play music more efficiently and also how to configure an error handling path should there be issue with the file itself. Now, to start working on that, we're going to go our contact center and to the flow, and we'll stick to our VBC help desk. What I will do, I'll just simply delete some of the existing settings, and then we're going to play work on that. So we're going to play a music file, and we're going to upload this music file to the contact center. I'm sorry, I've been working with so many contact center platforms the last few days. I keep mixing them up. Okay, so first of all, the music file that you want to play has to be uploaded. And in order to upload this music file, you will go to your contact center web portal. So I'm going to go and upload this music file first, as we need them. You go to the overview, go to the management portal, and you want to go to your routing strategy. The routing strategy is where you upload your resources, and that resources could be the music file or any other file that you may need. So under resource, you click on the audio file, and we already have a bunch of audio files, as you can see, and I'm going to use some of them for now. So in my flow, I am going to drag and drop the play music, not the play message. Play message is different than play music. So you're going to drag and drop the play music option. So typically, once you drag and drop any activities, you want to make sure they're connected right away. So I'm going to connect a music, and I can always change them if I want to. Now, play music usually have two type of settings. You got the general settings, and then you got the music settings. Now, in the general settings, what you may want to do is maybe change the label. So I want to say this is a welcome music, welcome prompt. Now, activity, although it's not really 100% required, it is an optional, but you want to put a comment so that someone who else looking at the video, prompt or the flow, they can understand what the purpose of it. So we're going to say play welcome greeting to caller. All right, so simple as that. Now, if any order of the list input is empty, so if you provide any, if you don't enter anything, it will give you a warning when you do your validations. Then you have the music settings. Now, music settings is where you specify whether you want to play the audio file statically or dynamically. The static, where you will choose an audio file that has been uploaded into your resource page in your routing strategy. The music file should be in a .wav format, and you can choose you can upload an music file or record it based on certain format. Dynamically audio file, if you will choose this, if you wish to configure an audio file to be played dynamically with a single flow. For example, you can configure a variable to play an audio prompt in a multiple language based on the customer preference during that interactions. Now, to configure a dynamic audio file, you want to enter the audio variable in a form of Pebble expressions, and I'll show you how that is used. Now, for static, it's pretty straightforward. From here, you're going to choose a music file name. So I'm going to play the welcome greeting. And you have the option called offset start. Now, you can set the duration in seconds for music file to play. So if you assume that your music file is, let's say, 60 seconds long, and if you start an offset values that is set to 45 seconds, for example, and the music duration is 60 seconds, then the file will play the last 15 seconds and loop back to the start and plays the first 15 seconds. You can always play 0 to start from the beginning. 0 is your start time, so basically play at the beginning. Now, in your, you can also use something like variables. Like for example, you can say music length plus 20. So you can your opposite side will be whatever the music length plus 20. So these are some of the options that are available for you to play with when it comes to play music. So I'm going to start with 0, and it's going to play the welcome greeting. And the music durations, again, you can define that. So once you have this, I'm going to test this out. I'm going to play and I'm going to end the message. In the event flow, make sure all your events have an end flow connected. I'm going to do a validation. It does tell me there's an error, not error, but recommendation of description, but I'm not worried about the description. And I'm going to publish that. Now to route that call, is successfully published, return to the flow. We want to make sure that our entry map is pointing to the right contact center. Voice EP, this is the number, and this number should be pointing to the help desk. Okay, for some reason this is not showing up. I'm going to delete that. So for voice EP, we will do a new mapping. This is the phone numbers available and entry point. And I will go ahead and dial, and I should be hearing a message. Welcome to Cisco system.
Thank you for calling Cisco Systems.
Thank you for calling Cisco Systems. Now, the file is quite small, so let's try something else. So we're going to say company menu IVR, okay? And save it, publish, and redial.
Pre-sales, please press 1. For technical support, please press 2. For contract support, please press 3. For partner support, please press 4. For the operator, please press 0.
Okay, so as you can see, it's about 10 to 15, I think about 10 seconds audio file. It says pre-sales, do that. So what I want to do, I want to say offset 5 seconds. Okay, start the offset at 5 seconds. Okay, return and redial. So if I redial again, so is it starting somewhere after 5 seconds? Started from contract support rather than for pre-sales, something like that. So why would you want to do that? Is again, it depends on your organization, what the requirements may be. Music duration, you can ensure that input resolve a numeric value in seconds. So for example, I could say, all right, I'm going to put a variable music length. Oops. Length plus 20. I can put this variable and publish it. And let's see what happens. Okay, so for some reason this is not working, so I'm going to change this back to 0 and publish. Okay, so let's put something like here manually. We'll put 15 seconds.
For partner support, please press 4. For the operator, please press 0. For pre-sales, please press 1. For technical support, please press 2. For contract support.
Okay. So even though the duration is set to 15, after it started after 5 seconds, it played it and then it repeated from the beginning. So these are the two values that you can play around with to make sure that it may, you achieve whatever either the duration that you want, or if you want to start from certain things. What I want to do, I want to remove this duration to 0, and I'm going to keep the offset 5. So technically it should start at, let's say, after 5 seconds, but then duration will be as default. So let's publish that. And I want to listen to the end of it.
Please press 4. For the operator, please press 0. For pre-sales, please press.
So it repeated again. Okay, so these values could be useful for achieving certain tasks based on your requirement. But again, normally you probably will just leave it as 0 for most part. But some environment or some scenario where you may need to take care of that. Now it comes to audio file format. So dynamic audio file. So dynamic audio file, where here you put a variable. So you need to have some sort of variables created that may contains the value that you want to play. Okay, so this is something that we're going to learn based on the variable, how to use a variable to supply data. Now for the dynamic, what we need to do first, we need to create a variable that's going to contain the information in the name of the audio file that you want to play. So what I want to do, I want to first create a variable on a global. So I click on the gray area and I want to create, I want to delete this one. I'm going to create a new variable. I'm going to create two separate, or I'm going to create one variable called my music. Okay. And it's going to be string. And the value of the variable is going to be name of the audio file you want to play. Okay. Well, you can manually define the variables, or we can statically define the variable. So what I'll do, I will keep the variable as empty value, is a string type, and I'm going to break this a little bit, this link, and then put a decision conditions. So the condition is we're going to check the caller ID. If the caller ID ends with certain digit, we're going to set one audio file. Otherwise, we're going to set a different audio file. So we need to get the caller ID, which is right here. We're going to see if the caller ID is, I have to find out exact my caller ID is. Give me a second. So for the dynamic, what we're going to do, we're going to play music. Now here you have the variable that I just created, music file. Now again, you can always look at value, my music. The default value, I keep it as an empty right now because I'm going to supply that information based on certain conditions. So what I want to do, I'm going to disconnect this connections right here. So we're going to play the content of the value called my music, and I'm going to put the variable my in a quotation or open bracket, my music. Now the value of the my music is currently set to nothing. Okay, is empty. So before coming into play music, we need to supply that value. So what we're going to do, we're going to play a condition. If the call came from I got two phone numbers. So for example, I have a phone number 1725, sorry, 1647-914-500-5022, 1725-244-0123. If the call comes from here, it's going to play company IVR. But if it comes from here, it's going to play agent busy. Okay, just for testing purposes. So what we are going to do, we're going to create a condition. Okay, we're going to use this thing called conditions to check. we want to check the caller ID. Where did the call came from? Okay. So the conditions will look at the caller ID, and the caller ID is supplied under the new content, this variable right here called new phone contact ANI. So we're going to click on this, and we want to know if this contains the last 4 digit of this number. If it contains the last 4 digit of that number, then we want to play the IVR. The reason why I want to use the last 4 digit, because maybe the call coming to WebEx as a 10 digit number, or maybe it's coming as an 11 digit number, or maybe it's coming as an E.164 number. I don't know. So I'm going to say it doesn't matter what number is coming in as caller ID. I'm going to capture the last 4 digit. So there is a in what we call a template scripting, Java template scripting. We're going to use this tag called contain. So let's go and do this. In here in the condition, we're going to say if new ANI contains value 5022. Okay, so this is, I'm going to put it right here. If the new contact.ani contains the value 5022, that it has to be true. And if it is a true, we're going to set the my music to company IVR. So we do that by using set variable command, set variable. See, I told you I don't really like this canvas type. It's really weird. So if it is true, it's going to connect. Well, first of all, don't forget to connect this. If it is true, you're going to go to this set variable, and variable my music will contain a value. So this value is going to be the company IVR. Company IVR. I'm going to copy and paste. Now, if it is false, that means the call came from the another number, right? And I want to assign this value to based on agent busy. Okay, so that's how I'm going to set the value. Now, if any unknown error, I'm going to disconnect the call for now. And based on whatever the value set, we're going to play it back to the user. So it's going to play the value of the my music. Any unspecified error should be handled by the end call. And this will, of course, disconnect to the end flow as well. So I think that should work. As you can see, there is no error. I'm going to publish it. Now I'm going to dial from two separate numbers. So first, I'm going to dial from my 647-5022 number. Okay, let's try from another number. It didn't work. Okay, so the condition, this things probably is not matching. And if you look at, there is an error. Okay, if you pay attention to that string, there is a little error. I forgot to put the quotation at the end. This is why I hate programming. I mean, I started my career as a programmer and I hate this punctuation thing. I have always have this problem where I'll miss the semicolon or whatnot. So, okay, so I'm going to copy this and see if that solves the problem. Okay, and publish. Return to error flow. I'm going to dial from the 5022 number first. And what I'm expecting to hear the company menu IVR.
Pre-sales, please press 1. For technical support, please press 2. For contact support, please press 3.
So that's the company IVR. If I dial from the second number, I should hear the agent busy greeting.
Agents are taking care of other customers. Please stay on the line.
So using in the play music, you can either play static file or you can play the dynamic file. The reason why you want to play a dynamic file is that you may want to check the language of the language of the user who selected it, and you say, okay, if the users choose English, you're going to play the English welcome. But if they choose Spanish or French, you're going to play the Spanish or French language or prompt. So this is probably one of the reasons why you want to use a dynamic audio file. All right. So I'm going to, as far as this expression is concerned, I'm going to show you how to create more advanced, what do you call, expressions as we go through this course. These are small examples just to get you started. All right. So thanks for watching this video. Until then, I will see you in the next video.